Welcome to Saturday Afternoon Hoops. We're live at the St. Clair College Sportsplex in Windsor, Ontario for OCAA women's basketball action. This afternoon, it's the Humber Hawks taking on the St. Clair Saints. And hello again, everybody. This is Aaron Sanders. With me this afternoon is Royal Church. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Hope 2019 has been prosperous for you so far, and Happy New Year to you too, Royal.
Thanks, Aaron. Happy New Year to you.
All right, talk about a nice challenge today between the Hawks and the Saints. We'll talk about Humber first. Again, we all know about the story about them. They won a couple of national championships in the last number of years. They lost one of their key players, but still, they got a lot of veteran talent who just so happens to be their leading scorers. What can you say about them?
Well, they did lose CJ Nofuente. She's now playing professional basketball in Denmark. So good for her. We all wish her the best. She was a great player and a great person. But now there's a new group of Humber Hawks, and they're handling themselves pretty well, Aaron. They're 8-1 in second place in the West Division, and right on the heels of the London Fanshawe College. Yeah. So Leticia Lopez, number 10, is the player to look for. She's their point guard. She handles the ball. She runs their offense. She dictates pretty much everything that Humber does, Aaron. She averages close to 18 points a game, and I noticed that a lot of minutes on the floor. Coach A.J. Sharma depends on her. She gets over 32 minutes a game.
Absolutely. She's not the only one that we'll look after, but let's go over to the St. Clair Saints. Again, they're without Logan Kashera after a nasty fall a couple of months ago. She's almost getting there, but she's got a supporting cast that will help her out too.
Yeah, 10 days to 2 weeks. She'll be back as good as new, Aaron. No problems with the shoulder, with the collarbone. It was a good healing process. So what this means, unfortunately, the schedule wasn't kind to St. Clair, having to play Humber and Sheridan, second and third place in the West Division, first two games back without Logan. So it just means that other players have to step up, like Noor Bazzi and Kirsten Tompkins that we were talking about earlier.
We'll get the start too.
Really good players who are ready to step in and get the job done.
And we'll see them step up in today's game between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. So that's the story for you. We'll have the National Anthem starters and tip-off right after this. You're watching Saints basketball on We Digital. All right, welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex. We're just underway here between the Humber Hawks and the St. Clair Saints for OCAA women's basketball action. Aaron Sanders and Royal Church with you. As you see on the scoreboard, it's 2-0 in favor of Humber. Laura Meadows made it easy floater to get things going on with about 9:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Bazzi will inbound it to Jana Kashera. As she gets it stripped, it'll stay with St. Clair with 9 on the shot clock.
Aaron, the three key players for Humber are on the floor: Leticia Lopez, Janae Giles, and Maya Campbell-Johnson.
And they're all on the court right now as Ado Lichny knocks down the three. And St. Clair gets the lead. This is Makiba Taylor. Right down the Meadows. Meadow trying to go for the reverse. The pass right down to Janae Giles. 6 on the shot clock. She'll fire the 3. And Bazzi will let it be. It will be Saints ball. Referees for today's game, Mary Rondo, Jamie Ireland, and Stefan Bryan. As we're just underway here from the St. Clair College Sportsplex. Bazzi, the 3, putter there.
2 of the key players we were talking about in the pregame, Aaron, have showed up already. Annie Lichny and Noor Bazzi making big shots.
And Noor Bazzi is known for making most of those shots. The last OCAA game she played got 10 points, 7 rebounds to her name. Quick 3 goes as Humber cuts the lead as Janae Giles knocks it down. Jana to Bazzi. Long 2, won't go for her. Meadows with the rebound. Here's Taylor again. Pass inside, Campbell Johnson. Whistle on the floor.
Number 16 for Humber, Maya Campbell Johnson. You can't let her get the ball down on the block, Aaron.
And we see her as the part of the starting lineups with Makiba Taylor, Janae Giles, Leticia Lopez, and Laura Meadows rounding out the 5 for the Humber Hawks. Maya Campbell Johnson on the line. She misses her first free throw. Again, you take a look at Coach A.J. Sharma. Got a couple of national championships in the last couple of years. And Maya Campbell Johnson, who is 66% from the free throw line, ended up with 17 points their last game, which was against the St. Clair Saints before the holiday break. Now the score is tied at 6. As Tompkins with the pass to Casera. Casera sizes up, fires it, got it. Once again, back and forth between the Humber Hawks and the Saints. And Giles loses control of the ball off her foot. And the Saints will get the possession again. We'll take a quick look at the starting lineups for St. Clair on the other hand. Kirsten Tompkins will start with Anna Lichny, Jana Kusera, Nora Bazzi, and Kirsten Zelina. Here's Bazzi. Jana Kusera one-on-one with Taylor. Skips it right over to Tompkins. 8 on the shot clock. Lichny downtown. No good in the rebound. Humber Hawks having a good season so far, 8-1. They lost their first game, which broke a multi-year winning streak as Maya Campbell Johnson gets another 2 to go. But going back to Humber Royal, they lost to Fanshawe, one of the best teams in the nation, but they went on an 8-game winning streak to boot. And now people will think otherwise if they start talking about Humber because, again, they've been good for the last number of years.
Yes, they have, and you're not going to beat them without a very good effort from your best players. You know what they say, Aaron, your best players have to be your best players in order to win.
Loose ball on the ground, recovered by St. Clair. Tompkins a 3, good!
Another big shot from Kirsten Tompkins, and a little sidelight here, Aaron. Jana Kusera is second in the entire league in scoring in the OCAA West Division.
Absolutely, and keep in mind too, 3 steps right behind her is her teammate, Anna Lichny. As Humber scores another basket, Maya Campbell Johnson, she's heating up. 5 points for her. 6:08 remaining here in the first quarter. Saints 11, Humber 10. Casera to the basket, no good. Rebound, Campbell Johnson. She rushes right down the floor, gets denied by Noor Bazzi. That was Leticia Lopez on the drive, my mistake. Casera misses a 3, and Lopez with the rebound. Again, another one of those players we have to look after, Royal, averaging almost 18 points per game.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the pregame, Leticia Lopez is the stirs the drink for the Humber Hawks. She makes it happen.
Leticia Lopez was also a part of the OCAA Championship All-Star team last year. We'll take a look at the previous meeting between these two teams. It was on November 16th, Humber's last game before the holiday break. As you can see, Humber won 89-83, led by 17 at the half, but St. Clair prevailed in the second half in terms of scoring, but it wasn't enough, as Janet Casera led the team with 28 points, and Leticia Lopez led her Humber team with 22 points.
I saw that game, and it was very well played by St. Clair. The Saints played a tremendous second half, Aaron, and made a great comeback. And I would say that if Jana Kusera had taken that injury where she needed stitches and been out for the last 6 or 7 minutes, they had a great chance to win that game.
No question about it. Jamie Chauvin comes in for St. Clair. 5:20 remaining. Kaluta Ahmad also into the game. Back to Casera. 8 on the shot clock. 1-on-1 with Taylor. Drives inside to the basket. No good. Coach Andy Kiss wanted a foul on that. Ahead of the pack is Giles. We mentioned earlier before we went on the air, this is a Humber Hawks team that is physical, but that's one of the best things about this team. They're physical, but not to the point where fouls may be called. There's a reason why they were national champions the last couple of years. Tough hustle.
They don't mind roughing you up and being aggressive and going after you. They're a tough team, and when you play them, you're going to have to deal with a lot of contact, Aaron.
Kirsten Tompkins comes back in for St. Clair. Humber Hawks will bring in Ebony Beals. Fifth-year small forward from Toronto, had 6 rebounds and 1 assist in their last game against St. Clair. As Norbazzi gets the inbound pass. Under 5 to go in the first. Bazzi passes to Olichny, who misses the 3. Ahmad with the rebound. Olichny drives, finds Chauvin. No good. The putback attempt, no good. But Kirsten Tompkins will go to the line. Makiba Taylor, the fouler.
Kirsten Tompkins. Oh, we have a replay.
Yes, we do. See, good cut, good pass from Olichny. Shovu spotted for the 3. And surprising to see nobody from Humber contesting or boxing out.
I think Kirsten Tompkins, Czech lost her. Just was watching, ball watching, lost Kirsten, and Kirsten snuck in underneath and got the rebound. Very alert play by Tompkins.
Kirsten Tompkins misses the second free throw. He'll stay with St. Clair as they hold on to a 1-point lead. Jamie Chauvin, the inbounds. Ebony Beals will try to block it, but can't. Haley Furr loses control of the ball.
Catch the basketball.
Especially when you're trying to get the inbound pass. 4:30 remaining in the first. Beal up top, passes over. Lopez the 3. That won't fall. There's a rebound by Tompkins. She goes right down. Olichny from downtown. It's no good. Good looks for St. Clair, but they haven't been able to knock a shot from downtown in quite some time. Furr down to the lane, loses control of it, and it's Janae Giles with the steal. And Giles will score. That's her 5th point of the afternoon, and now Humber cuts the lead to 1. Under 4 to play, it's taken away, but they retain the rebound. The shot's good for Anna Olichny.
Haley Furr's got to get herself in the game here, Aaron. I don't think she was ready to play. She touched the ball twice and turned it over twice.
Taylor with a pass inside. Shot's good. As Jamie Gordon knocks down the 2, and Humber gets the lead back. Chauvin to drive to the basket, misses it off the front, and Beals is there to take the board. Beals gets it back up top. She'll pass it over to Taylor. Giles gets it back, 10 on the shot clock, under 3 to go in the quarter. 3 in the key called.
You know what Coach Mike Babcock says of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Aaron? Let's start on time today. And for the most part, St. Clair has started on time. Their players are alert, they're aggressive, and the key is, you and I talked about, Aaron, you mentioned this, the team that plays the best defense is going to win this game.
Absolutely. Talking to both coaches today, it would come down to defense. As we approach 2:44 here in the first quarter. Downtown Bazzi misses it from the side. It'll be the Hawks basketball. So the Saints have to find some way to get down into the lane. The only problem is every close shot they take, it just goes off the rim. Humber with the ball back. Gordon off to the side for Brittany English. Three is no good. Bazzi with the rebound. And she'll slow it down and reset. Shara drives, fires it, scores. They'll go to the line for the and one.
Jana seems to be, last 2 or 3 trips down the floor, she's making better decisions, Aaron. The first part of the game, she made a couple of bad decisions in terms of when to shoot the ball, when to pass the ball. But now she seems to be into the game and ready to go.
Remember, the last couple of shots the Saints took, they were very close, but you couldn't find a way to get in. In addition, you got to look up to the turnovers, too. So in a way, they have tightened things down. Now they have to get back to focus. Humber with the ball again. And they'll take it away. Good contest from Khalud Ahmad. Jana right around the world. Chauvin. Bazzi will move, and it's too many steps for her. Maya Campbell-Johnson will come back in. She'll replace Jamie Gordon for Humber.
Well, so far, 2 good teams have sawed each other off here. And this is what we expected, Aaron. A very, very close game, highly contested game. And the other thing that's going to make the difference is who turns the ball over more often.
Keep in mind, we don't see much rust from both of these clubs because not so long ago they participated in the tournament over in Montreal, Quebec. More on that later as North Bazzi slaps it away. Here's Casera to Khalud Ahmad. Rebound down low. Janae Giles looks for Maya Campbell-Johnson. Good feed, but couldn't finish it. Here's Ahmad. 1:10 remaining in the first. Saints 16, Hawks 15. Casera from downtown, no good. Humber with a move again. That'll be a foul on Jamie Chauvin. As we take a look at the Western standings of the OCAA, Humber's in 3rd, but right behind them is the St. Clair Saints in 4th place. 6-3 for the Saints, 8-1 for the Hawks. After losing their first game against the Fanshawe Falcons, who you see up top, they went on an 8-game winning streak, but then again, it's nothing short of excellence from Humber when you talk about that type of record.
Big surprise in the league West Division this year are the Lambton Lions. Aaron, they're 5th place, playing extremely well with a new coach who's really doing a great job.
And we will see Lambton on the 23rd. And too many steps called. That's going to be on Humber, and the ball will go the other way. That's Brianna Stewart who traveled, and Anu Lichny will come back in with 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter. It's been a back and forth game, but no question about it, both of these teams have to tighten up on their shot choices as well as the passes. And Casera hits the deck after a hard foul. That's going to be on Brianna Stewart, which is not good for her. Travel 1 second, and she gets a hard foul on the other end. Chauvin the inbounds pass to Bazzi. 12 seconds on the shot clock, 25 on the game clock. Casera for 3, yes.
I think that one brought the rain down. That was a pretty high shot.
They were looking for some threes, and they got it. They will not call a foul on that as Brittany English tried to cut down to the lane. Good hands from Jana.
That coach I was speaking about earlier, who's done such a great job in Sarnia, is Kendall Ross, a former national team player.
Down to 3, and travels called by the Saints. So 3.1 seconds to go here in the first quarter, as Humber will look for the last shot. Meadows, baseball pass, almost got picked away. Taylor at the buzzer, almost got it. But at the end of the first quarter, the Saints take a 4-point lead, 19-15 against the Humber Hawks. More basketball here in the second quarter when we come back after these words on We Digital.
Hi everybody, this is Tina Brigley, host of In and Out of Your Mind with Tina Brigley on WeTV. Join me and my guests while we explore ways to get out of your mind and into your life. Join us each and every week for a new show. Come see me here on WeTV.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory. It's not book work anymore. I choose to take control of my future and my path to St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Welcome you back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex. OCAA women's basketball here on We Digital, as the Saints have a 4-point lead against the Humber Hawks as we're about to start the second quarter. You see Coach Andy Kiss corralling his Saints team. He's been around for a number of years with the St. Clair program. They get better and better every year. They make the right adjustments. And before we came back on, there's a couple of breakout players we were talking about, and one of them has been Noor Bazzi, and the other one has been Kirsten Tompkins. They've been picking up the load for the Saints team.
Yes, they have, Aaron. They've done very well, and it's been a consistent performance for both of them. Kirsten Thompson, I was just telling you, for her size, is one of the best rebounders in the entire league.
Aaron Sanders and Royal Church with you here on We Digital as we are underway here in the second quarter. Here's Taylor trying to drive on Selena, pulls up and gets it to go from the elbow. That was a good look for Taylor as she got enough separation to get the shot to fly. Now the Saints are up 2. Tompkins on the pass to Janica Sarah. Sarah on the drive in from the left. 7 on the shot clock. Tompkins downtown. Putter there.
Boy, she sure made our comments look good, didn't she, Aaron?
You know, there was a broadcasting jinx, but I think we have the broadcaster's luck now.
Yeah, we do.
As the Saints take a 5-point lead. Brown to the basket, misses it off the glass. And here's Zulichny over to Bazzi, thought about the 3, she'll take it, she'll miss it. And it will be Humber ball. A much tighter game from St. Clair as opposed to what we've witnessed in the early stages of the first quarter.
Very much so. I think they all understand the importance of this game today, Aaron, how much it means to the program, to the team, to this year's performance. And they're all stepping up, especially the defensive intensity.
Good hands from Janica Cassera as she tapped it right out of bounds. Remember, they're playing with one of 2 Cassera sisters, as Logan Cassera is about a couple of weeks away from coming back into the game after suffering a collarbone injury. But a quick 2 is good from Maya Campbell-Johnson. Cassera, the 3, misses it. Tompkins, the rebound. Tompkins looks around. Olichny, the three. No good. Fight for the ball. Recovered by Meadows. Quick steal. Casera goes to the basket, and it will be a defensive foul. And we have a player down, and that's not a good sign. That's Laura Meadows on the floor. She took a hard charge. And that's going to take a little bit of time for her to...
Yeah, they don't want to miss Laura. She's a great rebounder and defender. And I believe she starts for them. Does she not, Aaron?
She usually comes off the bench. Oh. And every week on We Digital, the Windsor Express basketball review with head coach Bill Jones. They are coming off a good victory against the St. John Riptide, 102-86. Last night, a really good outing for them, and tonight they'll play against the London Lightning. So we'll hear a lot more from Coach Bill Jones here in the Windsor Express basketball review, and you can catch that every week on We Digital.
Yeah, they did a great job last night. You and I both saw the game, and it was a pretty impressive performance. Chris Jones, he's a new player. He's outstanding. Wormley is playing extremely well, making his three-point shots. The Express are impressive, and I believe that's their fourth win in a row, or tonight would be their fourth win in a row.
They win tonight, they'll win 3 in a row as Laura Meadows gets a round of applause. The fifth-year small forward from Woodstock. Good outing from her, 10 points, 6 rebounds the last game. So
I believe I see,
get up on her own will.
Aaron, I believe I see a little more gray hair in Andy Kiss there.
I plead the fifth. I'm going to leave that on you, Royal. Because here's the thing. If we get in trouble for that, remember, you said it. You said it, but then again.
Just goes to show you that coaching basketball is a tough road to hoe.
Well, I wouldn't say it would take a toll on you, but it shows how passionate he is after all these years coaching for the Saints.
He just looks more distinguished.
In any event, the Saints are up 4 with 8:07 to go. Reverse layup is no good for Britannia Brown. Kirsten Zelina will be tagged with a foul as we'll roll the film back. As Zelina just leaned in on that block. I mean, it's good she had her hands up, but once again, when you have that type of contact, 9 out of 10, the referees will call that.
Yeah, she left her feet, and when you leave your feet in a situation like that, the refs are always going to call a foul.
And those free throws go down, 23-21. Britannia Taylor, Britannia English, Jake Brown, getting those 2 free throws. Sarah goes over to the side. Tompkins drives, 7 on the shot clock. Pass down low, gets batted away from Campbell Brown. It's tipped away from Campbell Johnson, as the Saints will have 3 seconds to deal with after the inbound. The inbounds pass. Olichny, the 3, no good. Bazzi regains the ball. 7:38 remaining in the half. As Casera will go inside with drive with the left hand.
Oh, that was impressive. But even more impressive was look who got the last offensive rebound. Kirsten Tompkins, I should say, in the middle of 3 Humber Hawks.
And you know, that is a tough challenge each and every time you're trying to box out Humber because, again, they're an aggressive team, especially when it comes to boxing out. We've seen them get a couple of rebounds throughout this game. But it's good for Tompkins because she averages 7 rebounds a game.
That was a steal by Anna Ulichny.
From that steal, Bazzi will drive. And that will be a foul on Humber again. Campbell Johnson again.
Again, you're always going to get contact with Humber, and that's what happened there. Bazzi was driving to the middle. And the Humber defender had her forearm on her waist. So Mary Rondo made the call, and rightfully so.
Andy Kiss will take the timeout here. After this game, we'll switch things over to OCAA men's basketball action. It's the Humber Hawks undefeated against the St. Clair Saints, who have a 4-5 record. And that game will tip off approximately at 6 p.m. and we'll have the coverage for you here on We Digital.
That's a tough assignment for the men's team. Aaron trying to deal with the undefeated Humber Hawks, but I'm sure Coach Sagan and Coach Sykes have a game plan, and they're going to be ready to play against the Hawks.
Take a look at some of the fans who came by here to watch tonight's Saints game. You see the members of the Tecumseh Saints on hand for the event today. And once again, it's good to see the youth getting involved with basketball. And keep in mind, too, there's a number of these Saints players that were involved in some of the programs back in the past, like the Windsor Valiants for one, the Tecumseh Saints for two.
Absolutely,
So
there's a number of Valiants and Saints on this St. Clair team.
So St. Clair will have the ball from the sideline, 14 seconds on the shot clock. As Casera will deal with it. Offensive foul.
Illegal screen by Kirsten Zelina. She moved just as she contacted the Humber player on the screen.
So that turns the ball over and the Hawks will regain possession. Coming out about 7 minutes remaining here in the half. Saints with a 4-point lead. As Lopez will drive inside with the leaner, no good. And Casera will pick up the DB. Shara drives to the basket. Euro step on all, no good. And the putback is good for Kirsten Zelina.
Nice job by Kirsten getting that offensive rebound, going up strong, getting fouled, and she'll have an opportunity to get a three-point play the hard way.
The hard, old-fashioned way. As Kaluta Mod will come in after the free throw. Another rebound from Zelina. Gets rejected this time around by Maya Campbell-Johnson. Giles got it tapped away. Will stay with Humber. Good hands by Tompkins. Kaluta Mod will check in for Kirsten Zelina.
You know, the St. Clair defense has done a tremendous job defending Leticia Lopez. You haven't seen her score very much, Aaron, and she's a key player for them.
Backdoor pass, and the shot's good. It'll go for Laura Meadows.
Kaluta Mod kind of fell asleep there and allowed her player to get to the hole, and looks like a three-point play possibility for Humber.
Laura Meadows back onto the court after she took a hard tumble early on, and she completes the three-point play. 27-24 is the score. St. Clair with the lead. Sarah almost lost control of the ball. She'll drive, she'll fire it, and she'll miss it off the glass. Giles. Pass to Lopez. She'll regain her balance. Traveling. Saints get the ball back. Ahmad near the free throw line. She'll kick it right over to Janet Casera. Easy two, she blows it. And Lopez will come up with it. Giles misses a three. And it will go Humber ball. They're pleading the case that Campbell-Johnson touched it last. But Mary Rondo was right there to make the right call.
Yeah, she was a lot closer than we were, Aaron, so Mary Rondo's a pretty good, darn good official.
Giles misses the shot for the long two. Tompkins on the pass to Bazzi. Bazzi, floater, yes! Once again, one of the main reasons why she's been averaging almost 11 points a game. Not only she could shoot those long threes, she could get to the basket. Meadows with the nice fake on Casera, goes inside the drive and puts it in.
Boy, Meadows is just killing St. Clair, her scoring.
Laura Meadows has 8. And 5 of those from this quarter alone. 5:07 to go. Bazzi, corner, no good. The fight for the ball. It'll stay Saints' way. So Lichty will guard the inbounds pass. Once again, coming into today's game, St. Clair's has a 6-3 record. 4th place. And that will be a foul on Humber. They had to wait a moment right there to decide.
Mary had the right call. She just signaled with her hands the wrong way.
So St. Clair will hold the ball. 4:52 remaining. Cheryl lost her balance, tries to find Ulichny, but she wasn't ready for that. They turn it over. So Jamie Chauvin will come back in off the dead ball. Meadows with a pass back over to Brianna Stewart. Stewart, good cutting pass inside as Campbell Johnson picks up 9 points now. Passes to the corner. With the fake inside the drive. She'll fire it, the basket won't count. And once again, Brianna Stewart will be called for the foul. That will be her 3rd foul, so already in foul trouble as we take a look at the replay.
Brianna's just coming off, just joining the team after Christmas, 2nd semester at Humber, so she's a good player, Aaron, but she seems a little rusty. And understandably.
But it's one way to get experience. If you're part of the team like the Humber Hawks, or pretty much any other team, as Janet Kucera misses the first free throw. But once again, we know a thing or two about newcomers when it comes to the second half of the season. But it's going to take a matter of time for Brianna Stewart to fit right into the system. So hopefully it works out for her, as Jamie Chauvin will now come back into the game.
Little full court press here by St. Clair, trying to put some pressure on the Hawks.
The lead's now 2, 30-28 is the score. Meadow holds the ball around near the elbow. Now she'll drive 1-on-1 against Chauvin. What a move and a basket. The beautiful spin move from Laura Meadows. And she got fouled. It doesn't get prettier than that post move.
No, it was a good move, but the Saints have to find somebody who can guard Laura Meadows. She's, if she's not even in their top 3 players, and she's scoring like crazy today.
She's leading all scoring. She now has 11 as the Hawks regain the lead. Interesting how she took that tumble early on into the game, and that must have been the spark that ignited this scoring run from her. Pass around, a quick 3, short. And Humber will have a chance to expand this lead. And Andy Kiss will talk it over. And understandably so. Not a good outing as the Humber Hawks are on a good run as they lead this 31-30. And now we'll take a look at the stats so far. And you can see Humber making those wise shot choices, almost 48% from the field. St. Clair with 33%. And despite the turnovers that Humber has caused, that didn't faze them at all, especially here in this second quarter. And they're +3 in rebounds, Roy.
Yeah, they're from the looks of the stats, it's not a bad situation. I attribute the almost 48% shooting percentage for Humber to the fact that they've gotten a ton of layups from Laura Meadows and Maya Campbell Johnson. They've been scoring inside a lot.
And remember, Campbell Johnson was one of those players we had to look after, but who'd have thought Laura Meadows would just come in and be a part of that scoring rage too?
Yeah, the Saints are giving up too much inside, easy baskets. They got to tighten up the defense, box out some of those bigger players like Campbell Johnson and Meadows and keep them off the backboard.
Look who's here watching the Saints game this afternoon.
Hall of
All-time
Famer Shannon Kennedy.
Yep. All-time leading scorer in the OCAA, Shannon Kennedy. Her brother Thomas Kennedy doing real well with the Windsor Lancers. Had a good outing last week despite the loss.
Yes, he is.
Hawks with the ball back. They're up 1, 3:40 remaining here in the half. As Giles is wide open. She'll drive. Passes back over the Meadows. Good feed inside. Campbell Johnson misses a shot. Second chance though is good. Good outing, but it's a missed layup this time from Andrew Lichny. That's been one of those vices that the Saints haven't been able to contain this game alone. We'll have a quick foul on the floor. And Leticia Lopez will come back in. Once again, you mentioned how early on in this game the Saints did a good job containing Leticia Lopez, but now they're going to have to contain an unsung hero like Laura Meadows and Maya Campbell Johnson. Both
Yeah,
have 11.
the two post players for Humber are dominating the game right now. And St. Clair, if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to find a way to deal with that.
Taylor misses the layup. Saints will bring it up court. Kashera hits the deck. Fight for the ball. And Kashera redeems herself as she'll bring it up court with under 3 to go. Lichny on the pass to Ahmad. Back over Jana, fires it, mid-range.
That's a big shot because the Saints haven't scored in a while. Their offense was stalled and not looking too good, so that gets them back in the swing of things.
Good hands by Andrew Lichny, but couldn't control the ball. 13 points, however, for Jana Kashera. And Kirsten Tompkins will check back in.
Boy, they need Kirsten Tompkins for her rebounding prowess, Aaron.
She averages 7 of those a game and 8 points a game as well. Campbell Johnson inside, misses it, and Ahmad is there to pick up the rebound. Ahmad will bring it back up top, Chauvin around. Ahmad again misses it, and Taylor's there to pick it up. Cross-court pass taken away by Jana, and it's her against the world as she pulls up and gets it to go, and she'll go for the three-point play.
Wow, that was a very astute play by Jana because she felt like she wasn't going to be able to get to the basket, so she stopped for a little 12-footer, made it, and got fouled. A very astute play.
So number 12 with the 12-footer. She'll go for the three-point play, old-fashioned way. Leads scoring with 15 and averages 18 a game. And she scores the three-point play. And once again, she is second league-wide in points per game coming into this weekend.
Well, she's really doing her part here today for her team. And kudos to her.
No ways of stopping Maya Campbell Johnson as she'll go back to the line after the bucket. Once again, if you can't stop any of those post players, you know what Humber's going to do next. They're going to stay right down to the basket because there is no contest for them right down low, especially with Maya Campbell Johnson scoring the buckets.
Exactly, and she just recovered her own missed free throw.
So that's a bad sign. Offensive rebounds as Bazzi will take it away. And it's poked away around. Who will get it? He'll stay with the Saints.
Fortunately, the Saints are hanging in there because they're playing great defense. They've just got to solve the mystery of Laura Meadows and Maya Campbell Johnson.
Absolutely. Next game for the Windsor Spitfires at home will be against the Erie Otters. That's January 17th. And you can get a family 4-pack, 4 tickets for $50. And that includes the family mystery package. Use the promo code FAMILY. And keep in mind, if if you feel lucky, there will be over 200 seat draws during the game, and that offer is available online and in person at the WFCU Center box office, but you must pick up your tickets at the box office in order to receive your mystery package voucher. So get it right now. Take a look at the Humber Hawks bench. A.J. Sharma, well-decorated coach.
Yes, I can remember the days of when A.J. Sharma was an assistant coach for the under-17 Ontario basketball team, and he was an up-and-coming coach then. And look what he's done with himself since then in the last 10, 15 years. He's really established himself as one of the finer coaches in the country.
There's the Humber Hawks men's basketball team. They're watching the women's team get in action as they are looking forward to prepare for their 6 o'clock battle against the St. Clair Saints. Again, the men's Hawks undefeated so far into the season. We have a clock malfunction. They'll take 2 on this. And Bazzi will inbound it to Tompkins. Handoff. Back over. Tompkins, a 3. No good. And Janae Giles is there to pick up the rebound.
Both teams are in the penalty situation here, Aaron.
Tied up at 35, 1:18 to go, and it's recovered by Taylor, but it's stolen by Tompkins. And it's stolen again, this time Janae Giles. Helter-skelter possession. As we're under a minute to go here in the second quarter. Meadows one-on-one with Bazzi. She'll fake around, spins around, gets denied by Bazzi.
Meadows looked right at Mary Rondo, thinking that Bazzi had fouled her, but no, she had not.
You can see right down there, back to live action. The 3's no good. Taylor with the rebound. Lopez hasn't scored yet in this game. Until now. So when you have one of your leading scorers wake up, that brings up a lot of promise for the Humber Hawks. Half a minute to go here in the half. Humber with a 3-point lead. Ahmad up and in.
Big shot by Khalid Ahmad. Makes it a 1-point game here.
Final shot time for the Hawks. Taylor gets the pick from Campbell Johnson. Lopez, the 3. Good! Letitia Lopez with 6 quick threes, and the Hawks take a 4-point lead into the clubhouse at halftime. As we take a look at the final play, Letitia Lopez, nobody on her. She let the 3-pointer fly. So at halftime, it's the Hawks 41, the Saints 37. We'll come back with more right after these words.
Hi everybody, this is Tina Brigley, host of In and Out of Your Mind with Tina Brigley on WeTV. Join me and my guests while we explore ways to get out of your mind and into your life. Join us each and every week for a new show. Come see me here on WeTV.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory, it's not book work anymore.
I choose to take control of my future and my path to St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Welcome back. The Humber Hawks take a 4-point lead against the St. Clair Saints at halftime, 41-37. I'm joined by the head coach of the Humber Hawks, A.J. Sharma. Coach, There's a really grindy first quarter, but the second quarter you guys picked up the pace, especially down low in the post. What were some of the changes you guys made?
I think we just talked about, guarding the way we talked about guarding it in the pregame and our plans for them. And then also just some adjustments on offense, being a little more patient, being a little more selective, and mixing up, shooting, driving, posting, just mixing it up.
Laura Meadows, a scary fall from her early on to the game, but she came back and she's on a scoring tiller among one of the leading scorers. I mean, you got to expect something like that, especially with a good player like Maya Campbell-Johnson. How were you guys able to become more comfortable down on the post in the second quarter?
I think positioning is a big part. We need to just do a better job of a little more patience. Our guards need to hang on the ball just a little longer and then let the bigs get to an area where they can operate. I mean, St. Clair's doing a decent job of guarding it, and we've been lucky. We've made some shots.
Let's talk about the Montreal tournament, because for pretty much anybody that gets invited to that tournament, it's a great honor. I know you guys went with a 1-3 record, but how did that experience help you guys prepare for the second half of the OCAA season?
I think, if anything, it gives you an idea when you play some of the best teams in the country. Gives you an idea of where you are in the pecking order of teams nationally. And they have a way of. Those games have a way of exposing you and teaching you a cruel but honest lesson. And if you're aware to the lesson, you're going to go back and fix things and tweak things. But if you don't pay attention to it, nothing's going to change.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the second half. What are some of the keys of the game if you guys want to come out and pull off a good victory?
We got to continue to guard a little bit better. We're not doing our best with some of the matchups and the assignments. And I think we just got to continue to be patient and move the basketball.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you for your time and good luck in the second half. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a moment right here. We're going to bring in one of the coaches right over here. And I believe it's going to be Phil Milanis, the assistant coach. A really good first quarter for the St. Clair Saints, but in the second quarter, it seemed to falter a little bit. So now I have Phil Milanis coming in right here. We'll get you in a minute, Royal. Okay. But Phil, it was a very grindy first quarter, but in the second quarter, it seems like it's a little bit of intimidation down in the post. What did you see from the ladies?
Well, they definitely have advantage down in the post. We need to, on weak side, we need to come and help on that and make them kick out and make sure it's one of the shooters that, obviously not the little guard that shot the last three, but a shooter that doesn't shoot the three-point. She needs to come off her man and help out down low.
You were talking earlier about Leticia Lopez, who got back-to-back threes, but how were you guys able to contain her in the majority of the first half?
We were just tight. Play her tight. You make her dribble, right? You make her dribble all the time, and she's not the best shooter off the dribble. She likes to catch and shoot, so every time she catches, if you're on her tight, she's going to pass the ball.
You guys were also a part of the tournament over there in Quebec. How much of that experience helped you guys prepare for the second half of this season?
Oh, it's a huge. When you got to lay off, you got exams, you got the Christmas break. You have about 3 practices in between there, and going there, it just gets everybody back into the rhythm, eh? It's physical over there, right? And if you look at this game, when we play top 4 teams in Ontario here, you're going to play that type of ball, right? Then you got the weaker teams, but it gets you ready for a game like this.
Absolutely. I know we talked about before the game it might come down to defense, but what is it also going to come down to come up with a win in the second half?
Well, you have to we missed a couple layups there. You have to make that and play good defense. Make those easy two-point baskets, right? Easy baskets leads you to wins, right? And the tight defense.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you for your time. Good luck in the second half. That's Phil Milanis, the assistant coach for the St. Clair Saints, and we have a 4-point lead heading into halftime. We're going to bring in Royal Church right now. And Royal, I'm impressed at how Laura Meadows from Humber was been able to persevere after that hard fall. But, all the problems root to the St. Clair Saints not having the ability to guard down the post.
Yeah, the 2 players, Laura Meadows and Maya Campbell-Johnson. Yeah, they're tearing up the Saints. The Saints can't seem to find anybody who can guard them. The only one who was doing a decent job was Kirsten Zelina, because Kirsten has the bulk and the size. She's a little bigger, so she can deal with one of those kids. But they don't have anybody else who can get in there, box out, and really do a job on because there's 2 Humber big players who are really making the difference in the game right now. Without them in the game, the Saints are easily up 15. But these two kids are causing tremendous problems for St. Clair's defense.
Not only those two, but now we see Leticia Lopez with 2 quick threes as time ran out in the first half, and they contained them real well. But now you got to look not only at the post, but even at Lopez too. So if anything, they have the branch out on the defensive end.
Yeah, Aaron, what happened was they've been doing a great job on Leticia Lopez up to now and guarding her and staying close to her and not leaving her on defense. The last 2 times, I'm not sure who was guarding her, but whoever it was dropped down in the key to help her teammate out and left Leticia Lopez wide open. You said it yourself. There's Leticia Lopez. She shoots and scores. She was wide open. That's what you said. And she was wide open. Well, a player of her caliber, you can't leave her wide open. You got to get out on her and defend her and get a hand up at least. Saints didn't do that. So they got to do that in the second half because she hadn't scored until those last 2 shots.
You know, the good news is we've seen St. Clair get a lot of wide open looks, but the bad news is they haven't been able to finish real strong. So you might have to go in there and say, hey, you got to make those shots. Because at this point, if they would have made those layups, they would have been up 6. They would have been up 9. What's been the problem with them?
You can afford to miss a handful of layups against a UT Mississauga or a Seneca or somebody like that. But against Humber, you can't miss a layup. Right. The points are too hard to come by. The defense is too tough. And the opposition, Humber, is too good a team to miss layups, and the Saints missed at least 3 wide open layups. Jana missed 1, Anna missed 1, and they missed another one. Well, those count big time when you're playing a team like Humber, and they just can't afford to make terrible mistakes like that.
One more thing to mention before we head to break. It's amazing how Jana Cassera has been picking up the leadership since Logan went down, but she's leading scoring for the Saints with 16 points. You couldn't expect anything less from the Casseras.
No, she's doing a tremendous job. Kudos to her for leading her team. They just have to get their act together a little more in terms of not turning the ball over as much, boxing out, and keeping those 2 big players for Humber off the glass.
All right, those are the keys for the second half, because at the half, it's the Humber Hawks leading the St. Clair Saints 41-37. So we'll be back to call the second half in a few moments. You're watching St. Clair Saints basketball here on We Digital.
Hi everybody, this is Tina Brigley, host of In and Out of Your Mind with Tina Brigley on We TV. Join me and my guests while we explore ways to get out of your mind and into your life. Join us each and every week for a new show. Come see me here on We TV.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory. It's not book work anymore.
I choose to take control of my future and my path to St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
We are resilient, often knocked down, but never backing down. You can spend your whole life on the outside looking in, or you can live it on the inside. Because that's where your passion lives. The drive to push beyond the naysayers, to find the fire that ignites your toughness. Because the truth is, winning always comes when you start from within.
Hi, I'm Josie, and I'm your co-host of the We Digital production, We Now. Anyone interested in promoting a business, an event, a book signing, or maybe even just making aware of the movers and shakers of Windsor-Essex County, We Now can do that for you. We'll get your word out. So make sure you email me at josie@we-tv.ca to book an in-studio session that will air live on Facebook. And don't forget to check out our social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube.
The job market has changed, and I have to adapt. I'm not just getting theory, I'm getting skills. A degree isn't necessarily a pathway to their career. Being industry ready is. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Hi everybody, this is Tina Brigley, host of In and Out of Your Mind with Tina Brigley on WeTV. Join me and my guests while we explore ways to get out of your mind and into your life. Join us each and every week for a new show. Come see me here on WeTV.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory, it's not book work anymore.
I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
We are resilient, often knocked down, but never backing down. You can spend your whole life on the outside looking in, or you can live it on the inside. Because that's where your passion lives. The drive to push beyond the naysayers, to find the fire that ignites your toughness. Because the truth is, winning always comes when you start from within.
All right, welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex for more OCAA women's basketball here on We Digital. We're approaching about a minute ago before the second half starts, and as you can see, Humber Hawks taking a 4-point lead against the St. Clair Saints in what was a very strong run from the Hawks in the last few minutes in the second quarter. As we take a look at Coach Andy Kiss once again, after leading by 4 at the end of the first quarter, they find themselves down 4 as the second half is set to begin. Royal.
Well, Aaron, just as we suspected, Maya Campbell-Johnson has 13, Laura Meadows has 11. So those two bigs have 24 of the 41 points for Humber College. That's a huge output for those two, but it kind of tells the story of the game that St. Clair has been allowing the Humber bigs to dominate play, and somehow they have to find a way to stop that. And they can't allow Leticia Lopez open three-pointers. You've got to guard her all the time.
I'm Aaron Sanders, that's Royal Church, and going back to Leticia Lopez, once again, those 2 quick threes as time wounded down in the first half. That must have started a surge for the Humber Hawks because, again, they were able to contain Leticia Lopez, one of their leading scorers, but again, it all comes down to down low because you mentioned it too. A combined total of 24 points from Campbell-Johnson and Meadows, and the majority of them came from inside. So you're going to have to find out if the post defense is there for the Saints as we begin the third quarter. And here's Meadows right on cue, gets fouled by Norbazi.
Now, as any coach worth his salt will tell you, Aaron, the first 3 minutes of the third quarter definitely is the most important part of the game.
So Meadows misses the first free throw And once again, when you have that break to go in the locker room and get the keys at halftime, it's the most important part, and I agree with you. The first 3 minutes are very crucial because you're now recharged. You got to find some way to establish the pace for the rest of the game. And now Humber finds himself with a 5-point lead as we're underway here in the second half. Selena, the handoff to Bazzi. Teixeira drives up. And on the rebound is Zelina. Bazzi the three, no good, it's short. And Humber's right down up court. Giles, Meadows, gets it in. So Laura Meadows now has 14 for the afternoon. And Humber leads 44-37. It's going to be an offensive foul, Lichny. As we take a look at this, Andy Kiss said that should have been a defensive foul. I don't know, Roy, what do you think?
Well, Janae Giles went down hard, threw up her arms, and grunted. She did a great job. She probably took theater arts. Maybe she's taken theater arts at Humber, I don't know, but she did a great job. That was not a foul on Kristen Zelina, but the referee called it as such, so I guess it is.
Humber with the possession again. Meadows drives inside, double dribble.
Meadows is just doing whatever she pleases, Aaron, whenever she wants. And you can't let that happen. Somebody's got to stop her.
Sarah inside to drive, she'll draw the foul. That's going to be on Makiba Taylor. Once again, Janet Casera coming off, practically off of Zelina's pick.
She made a nice spin move, Aaron, and changed direction, and that's what caused the foul by Taylor.
And Casera knocks it down. That's 17 points for her today. 71% free throw shooter her second year. And again, league-wide, second league-wide in points per game. She didn't play the last game against the University of Toronto Mississauga Eagles, but she's making up for it with 18 points.
St. Clair can't lose touch with Humber. They've got to stay close so that they have a chance to win at the end. So they can't let the score stretch out to 8 or 10.
Look again at the replay, Janae Giles driving right down. And you heard Andy Kiss told Tompkins, you know, just leave her be, because I know you don't want to give up 2 quick points. But again, if that isn't your assignment or if you're not ready, no point of trying to contest that shot, especially if she's right from behind. Here's Giles. Misses both free throws, but the putback is good for Campbell Johnson. Once again, no defensive rebounds affected Maya Campbell Johnson as that's poked away. Giles will slow things down. Corner three, Lopez, no good. Campbell, the putback, is no good. Third chance. Lopez the drive, she'll put it up. And Campbell Johnson this time gets it. So 3 quick offensive rebounds for the Hawks. And it will Lichny with the foul. So with that, 4 quick team fouls from the St. Clair Saints. And at this point, Royal, what type of adjustments you have to make in order to go in there and box out, try to get the rebounds? Those were 3 quick offensive rebounds for the Hawks.
Yeah, in a game like this, to allow a team 3 consecutive offensive rebounds, I don't know what to say, Aaron. It's just inexcusable. As a coach, poor Andy Kiss must be going crazy because his team just can't guard 2 players. No matter what they do, they've tried everything.
It's a quick break for the Saints as the Hawks travel. And here's Casera, gets denied by Giles, but Norbazzi is there to pick it up. Loose ball, it'll be Humber ball. So again, this is where the defensive pressure has to come in for St. Clair as they find themselves down 7.
Well, this is a key spot in the game, Aaron. They've got to get a couple stops here and a couple of scores to get back within 3 or 4 points to stay in touch with Humber.
Meadows on Bazzi, spins around, misses it this time, and Bazzi's there to pick it up. Here comes the Saints. Bazzi, coast to coast, misses it. Giles again. Here's Laura Meadows. She has 14 in the game. She'll drive right inside. The kick out to Campbell Johnson. It's no good. And Kaluta Ahmad, this time with the board. 6:40 to go in the third. Saints down 7. Bazzi, coast to coast. This time she's got it.
Watch Humber. All they're doing is lobbing the ball inside, right into Laura Meadows. And there are mismatches. St. Clair has to guard her with a smaller player, and she's just taken every player who's guarded her to the cleaners, Aaron.
I was about to say, there's no question. Like when you have a mismatch, you just try to go inside to drive. And keep in mind, Meadows have been going at it with Norbazzi, but it's been Bazzi that's been getting the fouls when she has that defensive assignment. So you have to adjust, and unfortunately, it leads up to those mismatches. As the Saints find themselves over the limit. Laura Meadows at the free throw line. Meanwhile, Jamie Gordon checks back in for Humber. And Meadows splits the pair. Now Jamie Gordon will check in.
The two bigs now for Humber have 30 points, Aaron, between them.
30 of the 47 points as Olichny misses the floater, and Campbell Johnson there for the read. Giles with Ahmad on her. Campbell Johnson, offensive foul.
Well, now they put Jana Kusera on Campbell Johnson, who's got a little more bulk and strength and size. And I think she may be able to deal with her a little better.
And we've seen her in the last number of games that she is good at picking up those charges. So in terms of depth and speed and everything else, this could be a good matchup. Lichny tried to cut but can't control the ball, as Humber will get it back with 5:50 remaining in the third. Campbell Johnson to Giles. Inside, Leticia Lopez. Traveling call on her. She hasn't been able to score since those 2 quick threes near the end of the first half. So St. Clair has a chance to bring this into a one-possession game with a long three. Lichny will drive on Lopez. It will be a foul on the floor. And it's Brianna Stewart who got knocked in the mouth.
Well, I have to say, St. Clair hasn't come out here in the first 4.5 minutes and played very well, Aaron. And they're very fortunate to only be down 6 points, in my opinion. They really have to pick it up in pretty much every area of the game.
You know, we mentioned at halftime that if they would have made those layups, it would have been a different story because they had so many good looks. But it just didn't prosper for them. Once again, Brianna Stewart down on the ground. And you mentioned this too, she just came in the second semester. And we'll quickly take a look at the live stats as they are right now. Again, field goals aren't a problem for the Humber Hawks. They're giving it right down low to Campbell Johnson and Laura Meadows. But the free throws have been pretty close. You got to finish those. And again, despite the turnovers, it's been going Humber's way so far.
Yes, I'm a little surprised at the one stat that Humber has 6 more turnovers than St. Clair, because it doesn't seem like that. Does it seem like that to you,
No,
Aaron?
it doesn't. It does not. I think we were so focused on the post play we didn't even pay attention to that, as Chauvin misses the J, and Letitia Lopez will come up with it. But keep in mind too, it's credited to the travels and the double dribbles.
Yeah.
Especially from what we have gathered here in the third quarter. And a cutting Giles will get 2 more.
Too easy, Aaron, too easy.
Saints find themselves stuck 8. Ahmad on the drive, over to Kashera. Tompkins for 3, no good. And the fight for the ball, this time Humber gets it back again. Here's Taylor. Giles back at it. Top side, Taylor. In to Campbell Johnson. 17 points for Maya Campbell Johnson as the Humber Hawks take a double-digit lead. Anna Ulichny.
Well, nice to see a little bit of life there with Anna taking the ball right to the rim and scoring.
They haven't had a good transition look since the beginning of the second quarter. Ball almost got poked away. Will stay with Humber. Laura Meadows comes back in, same with Nora Bazzi for St. Clair. And Kirsten Zelina will come back in. Now you can see a lot more depth being applied to St. Clair's lineup because, again, you have to find answers for Campbell Johnson and Laura Meadows.
Well, that's why Kirsten Zelina is in the game, to try and offset the play of Laura Meadows.
And that 3 is a whiffer from Jamie Gordon. Bazzi long 2. Tries to follow through with a rebound, but can't. And Gordon's there for the rebound. Saints are down 8. Lopez with it. 6 points for her, and it will be a foul. It's going to be drawn by Laura Meadows. And another look at this. Mismatch all the way.
But it's credit to the Humber guards and perimeter players, Aaron, that they realize the mismatches and they are automatically going into their bigs all the time to force those mismatches, and when they don't score, they get fouled and they're shooting free throws. So their game plan is extremely effective.
They find themselves up 10. A quick substitution as Jamie Chauvin comes back in. Sarah over to Bazzi. Bazzi right back near the center, finds a good cut for Zelina. Zelina fakes around and gets denied by Taylor. Head of the pack, Giles, as she flexes her muscles near the Humber bench. Once again, the last time these two teams met, it was only a 6-point decision in favor of Humber. And now they have spread this lead to 12 with under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Taylor, the hesitation, the drive. That won't fall for her. It will stay Humber ball. And Brianna Stewart will check back in after getting hit in the mouth, so she'll come right back in and guide the inbound pass. Meadows on the handoff, back to Stewart. Meadows double teamed, kicks it right back out. Giles for 3, good!
That shot sure was a backbreaker.
And this time Janet Kashera gets the shot in.
Nice response from Jana, but St. Clair needs about 3 or 4 stops in a row in order to get back in this game.
Taylor with a hesitation. Over, and a good feed once again from Taylor, for Taylor. And the Saints will call a timeout, and they find themselves down 13. And we'll take a look at the live stats once again.
Unfortunately, Aaron, the wheels kind of came off there the last 3 minutes.
And you can see the dominance really paying off into the paint for Humber. 28-16. Second chance points haven't become a factor this quarter alone. But once again, it comes down to the size difference as you take a look at the live stats.
Yeah, 28 points in the paint for Humber to 16 by the Saints. That's a huge differential. And as you can see, Coach Kiss is not happy with his team. They're not guarding, they're not checking their men very well. They're not boxing out very well. They're not working hard enough right now. And Humber is just taking care of them pretty much, especially in the last 3 or 4 minutes. They've stretched it out to 15 points now. And there's going to have to be a determined effort by the entire Saints team to get themselves back in this game. When you dig yourself a hole like this, Aaron, it's tough to dig back out of it.
Well, we have seen St. Clair, especially in this season, come back with a strong second half. They had a strong second half against Humber a few weeks ago, but it only came up short. Tompkins misses the easy basket, and Taylor's there to run it. Taylor trying to drive, gets poked around by Bazzi with a steal. Loose ball on the ground, it'll stay with St. Clair. Tompkins to Bazzi. Bazzi crosses over, floater, no good. Hawks back at it again. Got slapped away, will stay with Humber. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Norm may have only 7 points, Royal, but her hustle, that's got to prompt up to some style points.
Yeah, for sure. But it's a team game, obviously, Aaron, and they need the entire team to work as a unit to get themselves back in this game.
Stewart misses a shot. It will go back to St. Clair after the poke around out of bounds. Minute and 12 remaining here in the third. It's been all Humber this quarter alone. We had a 4-point lead at halftime, and now it's 15. Here's Taylor. She'll bring it up court with 55 seconds remaining. Again, Andy Kiss not happy with a couple of the calls here this afternoon. Lopez trying to fight through, travel call.
St. Clair's double teaming the post on the ball side, I should say, which is a good move. But then the post on the weak side is standing underneath the basket wide open with no one guarding her. What has to happen, Aaron, is the guard has to drop down and take that second post.
Good feed inside of Tompkins, can't control it though. Humber back on the move, 25 on the game clock, 16 on the shot. Meadows, one-on-one with Casera, finds her way through and puts it up and in. And Laura Meadows with 19 for the afternoon as the shot clock's turned off. 8 seconds to go. Selena trying to drive, 3, it's 2, Casera to 3, no good. And the Humber Hawks find themselves with a 17-point lead at the end of the third quarter. 62-45 is the score. We'll be back for the fourth quarter right after this message and a word from We Digital.
Hi, I'm Josie, and I'm your co-host of the We Digital production, We Now. Anyone interested in promoting a business, an event, a book signing, or maybe even just making aware of the movers and shakers of Windsor-Essex County, We Now can do that for you. We'll get your word out. So make sure you email me at josie@we-tv.ca to book an in-studio session that will air live on Facebook. And don't forget to check out our social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube.
The job market has changed, and I have to adapt. I'm not just getting theory, I'm getting skills. A degree isn't necessarily a pathway to their career. Being industry ready is. I choose to take control of my future, and my path is St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Hi everybody, this is Tina Brigley, host of In and Out of Your Mind with Tina Brigley on WeTV. Join me and my guests while we explore ways to get out of your mind and into your life. Join us each and every week for a new show. Come see me here on WeTV.
Welcome back to the St. Clair Sportsplex, and the Humber Hawks, the defending national champions, find themselves up 17 against the St. Clair Saints as we're about to start the fourth quarter. This is Aaron Sanders with Royal Church with you on behalf of the entire We Digital crew. And it was a meltdown for St. Clair in the third quarter, to say the least. And the defensive pressure wasn't there throughout the whole 10 minutes, Royal.
No, Aaron, the fact is, to be honest, the Humber Hawks just dominated St. Clair in that quarter.
And we start off with Khalid Ahmad getting fouled. And you can see them, they're going back to how they played in the first quarter. They're getting those good cuts. They get good looks to the basket. But now the question is, can they finish strong?
Yeah, the problem is not as much their offense as it is their inability to defend post players for Humber. And I think that's pretty obvious to all the viewers.
Khalid Ahmad at the line, 33% free throw shooter coming into this weekend as she misses both free throws. Humber, once again, since the final few minutes of the second quarter, has been able to control this game based off of depth. 9 on the shot clock. And Stewart misses a shot. And Stewart will get fouled. Norbazzi got poked, or got hit in the nose. We're seeing a lot of players going down here today, Royal. It's a lot of physicality between these two teams.
Yes, and Norbazzi is a rookie in the league. It takes a while before you can understand how you have to play in the league to be successful. And she has been quite successful up to now, Aaron. But in this kind of a game, you notice how she's not very physical and doesn't like to make contact.
Ahmad on the drive, over to Tompkins, fires a three. It hits the front. And Campbell Johnson's there for the rebound. Here's Taylor. Olichny guarding her. Drives in the lane and finds Campbell Johnson once again. That's been the story for the Humber Hawks so far. Give it to Campbell Johnson or Laura Meadows and get out the way. Tompkins wants to drive. Khalid Ahmad will do it instead. Travel.
The Saints have kind of lost their edge, their competitive edge I'm talking about, Aaron. They, I think they're pretty discouraged right now. There's a lot of heads hanging, and somebody's got to light a fire under them to get them going so they can make a game out of this.
So far they're on the footsteps of having a 6-4 record as Makiba Taylor gets the shot to go, but you have to understand this. These two are playing back-to-back games. Humber will have to travel to Lambton for their till tomorrow, and St. Clair will stay here to host the Sheridan Bruins tomorrow afternoon. So not a lot of turnaround time for both of these clubs. 6 on the shot clock. Kashera way long, misses it. And Lopez loses control of the ball. That opens opportunities for St. Clair. But they haven't been able to capitalize on those second chance opportunities, either by possession or by rebounds today, Royal.
No, they've struggled for sure. Fortunately, when you do struggle, it's nice if you get to come out the next day and try to make up for it.
Well, it takes a toll on you in more ways than one, as that ball gets turned over again. Haley Furr will come in as Andy Kiss beginning to empty out his bench. Jamie Gordon with the inbounds pass. Akiva Taylor. She has 6 points for the afternoon, 3 fouls, however. Hasn't seen much time in the first half because of the fouls. Janae Giles again through the contest from Nora Bazzi. She was able to put it up. Ulichny skips it down over. Here's Casera. She'll draw the foul.
Yeah, and Noor Bazzi having difficulty defending against the Humber College players. Whoever she's guarded, she's had difficulty. Again, inexperienced first-year player, hasn't been in the league very long, and she's playing against a top team and has to guard a top player. So we got to cut her a little slack that way. She's going to be a great player, but defensively, she's not yet.
And the free throw woes continue for St. Clair. Coming into this game, they were 4th at the line, shooting 66%. And they missed both free throws. Not a good omen as they set to prepare for tomorrow night's game against Sheridan. Here's Taylor, misses the 3. Ball's poked around. And if it is on St. Clair, it will be on Jana Casera. And it won't be, it will be on Humber. So that will be Makeba Taylor's 4th foul of the game. And Maya Campbell-Johnson will have a seat for a little while as we approach 7 minutes here in the 4th.
Campbell-Johnson, I think the coach took her out so she could rest her right elbow from scoring so much. She's just dominated the post area, and it's Humber, but I can't say enough about the way they played today. They've been excellent.
At Olichny at the line, she makes the first free throw. 75% from the charity stripe for Olichny. She's also 5th in points per game in the OCAA this season, averaging 17.6 points a game. It's a good outing considering last year was her first year, and so far she's experiencing what has been a good season for her. Under 7 to go in the 4th. Meadows driving right down. Taylor, the 3, it's no good. The ball gets tapped around. Humber keeps it alive. The handoff. Shot's no good, but right there to pick it up was Gordon. She misses it. Here's Casera finding Furr. Janet again over Olichny. The 3, it's no good. The rebound by Zelina. She'll get fouled. Once again, the three-pointers haven't been a factor for St. Clair today.
No, you're right, Aaron. They've kind of gone cold from the three-point line, and that's a big part of St. Clair's game, making those three-pointers. So
they were 8th coming in today from the three-point line, 25.2%. But meanwhile, Humber Hawks continue to pick their shots. 5th when it comes to field goals at 38%, and 6th from three-point land at 28.9%. There's an offensive rebound for St. Clair. something that they have missed in their arsenal the whole afternoon. Jana with a beautiful ice cream scoop. The finger roll works out for Jana as she has 22 for the afternoon. Ball almost gets picked around. That will be a foul on Kuchera. That will be her second. Janae Giles will come in for Leticia Lopez. It's been a cold shooting display for Lopez, but you know what? She knocked down back-to-back threes at the end of the first half. And I think that really got things going on for Humber as far as their mid-range shots are concerned as we get a quick travel on the floor.
Yeah, Aaron, it says a lot about Humber's depth that their high-scoring best player, point guard, has only 6 points, and they're up 18. So obviously they've got a lot of really good players, and they're showing that today for sure.
The referees will have a quick conference. It'll be on Janae Giles of Humber. See, she extended her arm. So that'll put Humber over the limit, and Kirsten Zelina will shoot the 2 free throws. Zelina has 3 for today, averages 1.6 points per game, but her prowess is in the rebound department, average 3 per game. She splits the pair of free throws. 68-51, Humber with the lead, with under 6 to go here in regulation. Wide open Giles. This time Norbazi will pick it up uncontested. Lichny, real estate, Zelina. Misses the shot. Giles, she has Kuchera and Zelina on her, and it didn't mean nothing to her. So Humber on their way to go 9-1 as Lichny gets the shot to go. And Humber will take a timeout before this run gets a little bit out of hand as St. Clair keeps on finding good looks to the basket.
Well, I think the key for St. Clair now.
Let's take a quick moment before we do anything else. The Westby Awards will be back on April 15th, 2019. It will be live at the Kobodo Club in Windsor, Ontario. And the keynote speaker this year, Nicholas Lidstrom, one of the legendary Red Wing players. So be sure to check him out as the keynote speaker at the 14th Annual Westby Awards on Monday, April 15th at the Kobodo Club in Windsor, Ontario. And you could visit thewestbys.ca to nominate the deserving athlete for their Westby Awards. Remember, the tickets will be available soon. That's going to be interesting to see there.
Yes, excellent acquisition by Dominic Papa to get one of the greatest NHL defensemen of all time, a 14-time All-Star and a 7-time Norris Trophy winner for the best defenseman in the NHL. Nick Lidstrom is literally a legend in the annals of the Detroit Red Wings, and to have him coming here is a privilege and an honor. And I know I'm very involved in the Westby Awards, as you know, Aaron, and I tell you this, I didn't think Dominic Papa could outdo himself after having last year's
Nadia Comaneci,
the
year before that, Joe Quinville.
Exactly. But he's done it again.
Yep.
With Nick Lidstrom. So kudos to Dominic, and I think we're going to have to have another room, yet another room at the Kobodo Club to fit all the people in.
Absolutely, standing room only, I could imagine. And the ball gets tapped around. It will stay with Humber.
Dominic has already had requests for tickets from British Columbia, a couple of places in the States. People want to come to see Nick Lidstrom.
It's going to be interesting. Those tickets will go like hotcakes. I could assure you of that. As we approach 5 minutes here in the women's portion of this doubleheader. It's been all Humber since the second half started. as they have 70. And it's partially thanks to Maya Campbell-Johnson, who will go to the free throw line. She and Laura Meadows both have 19 points, but the leading scorer for the game is Jana Casera with 22 points.
Yeah, Jana's had a good game, but unfortunately, she hasn't had a lot of her teammates have the kind of game that they needed to have to beat Humber.
It wasn't well balanced.
No,
and once again, it's mainly due to the defense, because again, we preached about this over and over again since the game started. When you have post stars like Maya Campbell-Johnson and Laura Meadows just taking care of business, you try to adjust the best way as you can, but keep in mind, Humber's got a lot of well-balanced scorers too, not only from inside, but they could spread it right out from the mid-range, the downtown, and they have done that, to say the least.
Yeah,
today.
let's just say Humber has a lot of weapons, Aaron.
And a Lulichny from downtown. That's 14 for the game, and they turn the ball over. St. Clair with another break as we approach 4 minutes, 30 seconds here in the fourth quarter.
I think St. Clair needs to close this game out on a positive note, Aaron, in order to have a positive frame of mind for Sheridan tomorrow.
Back-to-back games for St. Clair and back-to-back games for Humber. They have to travel on the road to play against the Lambton Lions tomorrow afternoon. Meadows on the drive, in from the right. She puts it up and in. 21 points for number 21, Laura Meadows. Lichny, Bazzi. Lichny again from the top. It is no good. Nor Bazzi gets the offensive rebound, but the basket won't count.
Here's the replay, Aaron, with Bazzi getting the loose ball and getting fouled.
So Nor Bazzi will go to the line, shoot 2 free throws. She misses the first one. And once again, Heartbreak City, not only as far as the layups are concerned, but for the free throw line as well for the Saints today.
And this is kind of uncommon for St. Clair to have a bad day at the free throw line. Usually they're not a bad free throw shooting team.
Remember, 4th in the league coming into today. 66% from the charity stripe, but today hasn't reflected that stat. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Janae Giles again with a quick 2.
Janae Giles just going to that left hand and going baseline, beating her man, and scoring that offhand layup. And she's done it 3 or 4 times.
Janae Giles, she has 18 for the day. Here's Lopez for 3. And Olichny gets the rebound. Olichny looking to drive. She does. 3-point play coming up for Anu Olichny. 16 for Olichny. So Kirsten Tompkins will come back in, but again, good baseline drive from Anu Olichny. He's been one of the leading scorers for the Saints this year.
Yeah, just too much Maya Campbell-Johnson and too much Laura
Meadows.
Laura Meadows, yeah, thank you.
Both of those players combined 42 of Humber's 76 points here today. Under 3 to go, and it appears to be a foul on Haley Furr.
Coach Andy Kiss giving it to his team. I think that's just pure frustration with 3 minutes left, and things haven't gone well today, not nearly as well as they were supposed to, and Andy thought they would. And when we thought they would.
Campbell Johnson misses the jumper. And it's Andrew Olichny uncontested for the three. And Bazzi picks up the offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity for St. Clair. That leaves Olichny. She's going back to the free throw line. And once again, taking a look at the rebound, Olichny driving. All by herself for the three. And Nora Bazzi once again keeps on showing the hustle that this St. Clair team needed the most throughout the entire game. And Olichny misses the free throw there. And Bazzi once again fighting through for the rebound. Olichny misses the three. Giles gets it poked around, but Lopez will retain it. Here's Maya again. Leticia Lopez for the three, and it's no good for her. Giles, Lopez, second chance. This time it goes. So Lopez with 9 for the night. And Tompkins tries to make a three of her own, but can't. Cross-court pass. Campbell Johnson. This time she misses it. Bazzi will control it, and Casera loses control of the ball. Once again, unfortunate. But that's been the story for the Saints here this afternoon.
Well, high expectations today, Aaron, for the St. Clair Saints women's team. And they didn't quite live up to those expectations. But I don't think it was as much St. Clair as it was a well-balanced, strong, multifaceted, very, very skilled Humber team that caused St. Clair just to not play very well.
Well, again, Humber has been very strong for years. And they will continue that with a 9-game winning streak heading into Lambton tomorrow. Quick foul near the elbow. We're going to tell you to stick around for game 2 of our doubleheader, the OCAA men's basketball, as the Humber Hawks, undefeated, 9-0, goes up against the St. Clair Saints, who have a 4-5 record. Tip-off is scheduled for 6:15 p.m., so we invite you to tune in on that. That's going to be a good game to watch after, and you can catch it here on We Digital. So Jamie Gordon is at the line. She'll shoot two. And Jamie started the last game. 6 rebounds, 4 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals, all in 21 minutes. Her second year from Carrington, Ontario. That ball gets poked around. Humber's going back to the line. Humber averages 73 points per game. That's 6th in the OCAA. And they're well over that as they will reach the 80-point mark. Thanks to Laura Meadows and Maya Campbell-Johnson. And Laura Meadows knocks down the free throws.
Boy, I sure have a new appreciation of Laura Meadows. She's outstanding. One of the better post players I've seen so far in the entire league.
And you know, coming to this game, she averaged 6.7 points per game, had 10 points the last game against St. Clair. As Casera misses the three, it will be a possession arrow. It'll be Humber basketball as we wind down here in this ball game. Janet Casera's been getting good looks for the three.
Yeah, she has.
Those threes have been problematic for St. Clair as well. And here's Lopez looking for answers. The ball gets tipped down. St. Clair will get the ball thanks to the possession arrow. So once again, St. Clair has to regroup for their battle against the Lambton Lions correction, the Sheridan Bruins tomorrow. Humber's got Lambton tomorrow as Janet Casera gets the corner 3. 25 for her today. Gordon double teamed over the Giles. Lopez. And they'll use up the clock. Lopez from downtown. 12 points for her today. Shot clock, game clock, identical. Janet Casera with a reverse. She go back to the free throw line. So St. Clair, they will drop to 6-4. Humber will go to 9-1. Lost their first game against Fanshawe. Now they're on a 9-game winning streak.
Well, Aaron, I think this loss today makes tomorrow's game even more important. And St. Clair has to bounce back tomorrow and play well. They have to defend well. They have to have more energy. They have to work harder. They have to just overall play much better because Sheridan's also a very good team.
Mm-hmm. So Janae Giles will dribble the clock out, and Humber, 9 wins in a row after losing the first game. They'll take this 84-66. Again, kudos to A.J. Sharma and company. This was a game that was supposed to come down to defense, but it was mainly offense that did it for the Humber Hawks. 84-66 is the final. We'll come back with a post-game interview after these messages.
I learn by doing. I learn by reacting to a situation. St. Clair puts me directly into my industry. I'm dealing with real patients, real life situations. It's not just theory. It's not book work anymore.
I choose to take control of my future and my path to St. Clair College. I choose to be here.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex. The final score, the Humber Hawks 84, St. Clair Saints 66. I'm joined by the head coach of the Saints, Andy Kiss. And Andy, talk us through that game and what happened.
Well, we carried the play for most of the first half. They had a 4-point lead. Second half, our defense let us down as a team. We gave up too many inside buckets and drives. That's how you win in basketball. I mean, the three-point ball is fool's gold. As you saw today, early we were knocking them down. It forged a nice lead for us. But then as the game wore on, we weren't hitting them, and we didn't find inside points. We're a different team than Humber. We don't have kids that could seal up and find position inside the place. So we have to get inside through screening action or drives. And I would say two big things cost us that game. Number one, our defense let us down. Especially defending the ball. We gave up drives to the hoop, and that's your house of cards comes crumbling when you play like that. And the other thing was, I thought offensively, we didn't trust our 5-out offense. We didn't really move the ball with the pass. We really just dribbled too much, and it didn't play a 5-man offense. And as you can see, I mean, they beat us. That loss was a team that beat us. Could it have been different? Yes, it could have. But I do respect our opponent, and they came in our gym and took us down.
I know the defense wasn't as well today, but you got a quick turnaround time. You got to play against the Sheridan Bruins tomorrow. What are going to be some adjustments that have to be made for them tomorrow afternoon?
Well, Sheridan is a different team. They don't live on the inside like Humber. They're a little bit more like us. They've got skilled perimeter kids, and their offense runs a little bit more on the perimeter like ours. So, but they do throw a lot of different looks at you defensively. They have a 1-3-1, kind of like a half court, and they back it up to, 3/4 to half court D. They'll play a 2-2-1 like us. And of course, man-to-man defense. They've got two outstanding players in Sydney Charvis and Teresa Brown, so we're going to have to mark them, play a good game, redeem ourselves defensively against them.
Yeah, they've been there in the OCAA for quite some time now, but anything could happen tomorrow, and all the best to you tomorrow.
Thank you very
Coach.
much.
We'll see you around tomorrow. Head coach Andy Kiss of the St. Clair Saints as they lose this one to the Humber Hawks 84-66. That'll wrap it up for the women's portion of our doubleheader. Men's action coming up in about 17 or so minutes between the Hawks and the St. Clair Saints. Tune in for that. But for now, this is Aaron Sanders for We Digital. We'll be back for the second game of our doubleheader in just a few moments.